ever seen me for the real me.
Alright, so it's been pretty good. We've did a little bit of testing with just the airlift suspension alone. Seems to do pretty decent, but we're gonna install the Oldman Emu rear springs, and it's supposed to help mitigate sag, so I don't have to rely on the air bags. Nice.
Makes no difference who you are. Anything you had deserves.
So this is the new one, and this is the old one. The springs are upside down right now because the bottom is here and it's not flat, but I can already see how much of a difference there is. Besides the height, there is more coils on this one, and it's a lot thicker. So taller, thicker, more coils. Oh, time to install this. This one said B on it, and the other side said A, so whatever, we'll install these now. Not sure if you saw what I was doing, but I had this long pry bar that was just essentially just sitting on while using that pry bar and the dead blow hammer to get it in and line up on that little stopper back here. Well, that's in. Also, it's a very tight fit for the airlift helper spring, so a little bit of convincing and finagling. Don't need to force it. But yeah, let's get to it. Spring is around the corner. So we're back at it with the 4Runner. This one is a pretty interesting video that I gotta make, or I'm going to make. So you see on the driver's side I have a rear shock here. Pretty normal. You look on the passenger side, I'm missing a rear shock. And for those that are wondering why, Well, one, my rear shock rusted off. Two, I refused to put another one on with... Wait a second, is that the other end of it? Oh god, that's the other... Okay, that's the other piece of the shock that fell and broke off and rusted off. But as you can see, yeah, I don't think I'm mounting a shock there. So, I was trying to do some research to see if there's any alternatives to relocate it. And there's some guy that actually did that on eBay. So, someone made these and they're selling them on eBay, and hopefully they stick around to sell more of these in the future. And it comes with these bolts, and they have these little, it's kind of like built-in cutters and tappers. So the guy says that you can either bolt it or you can weld it, so I'm probably just gonna bolt it in for now and then have one of my friends who's really good at TIG welding do the welding on it. You know, help him out, throw him some money. But yeah, guess I'll show a video of installing it, because I don't see any videos of this product getting installed in a car. So we'll get to that. Northeast Rust did me a solid today. I don't gotta worry about doing that. So before I bring the car down, there's something really important that needs to be noted. As you can see how close the tire is from touching the shock. So that's one thing that has to be, you always got to think about. In the description of the product, it does specify that you need to take into consideration about this when you are going to be running a different wheel or tire. And I'm running a stock tire size, but this is not the original 4Runner wheels that came with my car. These are just free wheels that I got from my uncle, so I'm running these because these have decent tread. But yeah, just to give you an idea of how close it is to touching, but you know, we'll find out when I actually drop it. Alright, so now that I got the shocks back on, I'm purposely hitting some really terrible roads. Don't mind the clunking sound, that's just my really cheap exhaust system hitting the body of the 4Runner. Don't mind that, but it's not bad, honestly. I guess I'll keep driving and we'll see what happens later.
One eternity later.
So it's been roughly 3 years since I've done the shock relocation thing, and as it stands, it's holding up pretty well, I gotta say. I did put the stock wheels back on, but I did put on some free tires that are a little bit more narrow, because I got some free tires off of some guy's Ford Bronco, so thanks to that guy. I'll try to see the distance now. It still clears the shock in where it's located, so that's good. The bolts that are holding it down haven't moved, they haven't gotten loose. And it's just been holding up relatively well. I've been too lazy to go weld it, but yeah, seems like it does the job, and I'm pretty happy with it because it's been 3 years or so and still holding up. Well, hopefully this gave people an idea on, you know, the Oldman emu springs and the rear shock relocation brackets, of things that you might have to deal with, which isn't really that difficult, but I just thought I'd show you guys what to expect. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.
You bet you in the